Hi everyone, welcome to Aegina Craft. This is just going to be a short video about molds and mold releases. I've been in this hobby for about a year now, and since I started out, what I experienced is every major resin, epoxy or woodworking YouTube channel in the end trying to sell me either a training video, either color packages with affiliations, or rebranded epoxy, or China-made molds, or silicone molds, or something like that. So basically, everybody wanted to sell me something. Thing is, I didn't have a lot of money. I'm not from the States, so basically I can't really get it to here, to Eastern Europe, where I live. And I basically hate it when I try to learn about something and I know that the motive of the guy who is teaching me something is to sell me something. I find it extremely disingenuous, and I find it extremely spiteful. It's just it's just disgusting, slimy. I don't like that. Anyway, that's a long introduction. So why I'm making this video is because I'm in some forums and groups where I see people asking about what molds should I use, what sticks, what doesn't stick, and what kind of mold release should I buy, what is the best, what is the cheapest, what is this, what is that. And I just want to share my experience with you guys on this. So basically, when I started out, I had zero idea about how to do this. I bought different kind of molds after looking at YouTube videos. I learned that silicone is the best because resin or epoxy doesn't stick to silicone, which I was like, okay, that's fine. So silicone is cool. I bought some silicone molds from China, right? These are extremely thin silicone molds and malleable. Now, the important thing with this is when you use it enough, this guy will expand out and just gonna, after like 5 or 10 pours, is gonna go, you know. But it's like $2 a piece, so hey, why not? The other thing I found there, cookie molds, like, you know, baking trays and shit, they work. This is actually an unfortunate design because I have no idea what to do with it, but it does work. Maybe Christmas ornaments or something. And then I bought these baking molds. Now these are great because if you have a little experience, I can't show it to you now, but if you layer it in very nicely, one thing, only use deep pour, or make sure you pour it in layers, because first time I used this, I actually poured it to the top and it was bubbling and smoking and quite scary. But anyway, so these work like a charm, and you can make candle holders. Like you pour your stuff in it and then you drill 3 holes in the top and you can put the tea candle on the top. So yeah, this worked very well. Then I was thinking, like, how about if I try a non-stick pan? You know, the Teflon coated aluminium pans. Doesn't work. Resin cures to it. You won't be able to remove it ever again. Don't do it. Learn from my experience. What else? Yes. Then I wanted to make like bigger trays and table molds and all that. And I looked into these plastic molds. Now, plastic molds are extremely expensive and overpriced, because those are the same molds what garden centers use as flower trays. It's the exact same plastic. It's the exact same material. But if you want to buy a 15-inch by, I don't know, 20 or 30-inch tray, which is like 40 centimeter to 60 to 90 centimeter tray, if you want to buy that mold from these arts and crafts and epoxy places, dude, these things go around 100, 150 bucks a piece, which is mental. So I went online, looked for plastic trays, and I especially looked for a specific kind of plastic, this soft plastic. Escapes my mind, but I will write it here in the video. And I looked for that kind of plastic. Dude, I found the garden center selling this stuff, right? These big ass trays for about 10 euros, which is like 12 bucks, 20 bucks, 30 bucks. The biggest one I bought, right, is 1 meter long and 60 centimeter wide, and that was about, I don't know, 60 euros or something. Only thing with these, the bottom part of these trays, here we go. So the bottom part of these trays are not reinforced. So basically what it means, if they curl up in the middle, not too much though, only a millimeter or so, so you can shave that excess resin off. Okay, so these work like a charm. This is made by a British company, I think, yeah, made in England by Garland. So it's Garland. I'm using these guys, pretty neat. Go check it out. Oh yeah, and they deliver worldwide. And this is not sponsored, and it's just what I found. Also, you're gonna laugh your butt up. You know what this is? This is a kiddie sandbox. Okay? I bought it at the pet store. Same thing, okay? The center is not rigid. So when you put something in it, you have to weigh it down. You have to make sure that it's completely weighed down, because otherwise the top of your mold is gonna be like that and you have to level it out. But hey, you have to level everything out anyways, okay? So yeah, 2 euros or 2 bucks, right? Plastic, okay? Malleable, soft plastic. Soft enough to pop the mold, but not soft enough to, you know, like melt or whatever. So that's what you can use for molds. The other thing I saw, and the other thing pissed me off really hard, is this, the silicone mold release. Okay guys, so silicone mold releases are sold by the silicone mold makers to make sure that you do some extra upselling bit. This thing, okay, it's just silicone spray. It's a high percentage silicone spray, nothing else, right? And they sell you this, that, okay, if you use our silicone molds, you must use our silicone mold release, and you have to use it. And even using this, these molds are only usable for 3 or 4 times or 5 times, you know, and you have to buy new molds for another 50 or 100 bucks, but they are very thick, you know, and they're very well made. I'm like, and I buy the mold release, another 20 bucks, and I buy your resin, another extra 100, and I buy your mica powder, because that's another very special mix and nowhere else you can buy it, and that's another 50. Fuck off, you know, like seriously, nickel and diming everyone. Anyway, rant off. Instead of this, cockpit shine, okay, for cars. You know, when you go get your car washed, and you go to the cheap car wash, and the guys just spray this all over the interior, and everything is slick and shiny, and you can't get rid of it. Yeah, I'm using this instead of this. This costed me about 20 euros. $2, right? I'm still using it. And it smells like coconut. Awesome. I love coconut or vanilla or strawberry. Yeah, take your pick. Well, your mileage may vary because I don't know what brand you use at home, but dude, experiment, okay? Because the worst case scenario, it doesn't work. Who cares, you know? But you experimented and you learned something and you did it your own way and you didn't buy into the consumerism of elitist hobby. Cool. Okay, anyway. So yeah, try to look for cheaper solutions, guys. This shouldn't be this expensive. It's just polymer resin and you just have to learn what it sticks to, what it doesn't stick to, and how to handle it. And you don't have to buy the first party stuff. One more thing I hear a lot is apart from the alcohol dyes you can buy, apart from these guys, and apart from the mica powders, how can you tint your epoxy? Now, I did a lot of experimentation on this and I came up with some results. First of all, alcohol dyes are basically the best if you want to color epoxy. Mica powder is mica powder. It is what it is. Ink, everyday pen ink, reacts to the solvent what you use, the part B, what you use in the epoxy, and basically ink will fall apart to its making elements. So the elements, the composites, so whatever the ink is made of, it will fall apart to its building blocks. What it means is when you pour black ink into epoxy, it will turn into some colorless or yellowish, like oil, like old motor oil is gonna look like that immediately because the chemical here is reacting to the solvent, so it doesn't work. That's all I'm saying. Okay, full dye, the cheap ass full dye you can buy in the supermarket, you're gonna laugh your butt off, but full dye actually works. This is cheap. This is like nothing. Bottle of this alcohol dye, okay, it costs about 10 euros or something. 80 cents, right? This is nothing. And you can use only drips of these. So basically anything water-based works with resin. Only thing is, make sure you don't put too much in it so that you dilute the mix of the epoxy. But you don't need a lot. You need like a few drops. Basically the same amount as the alcohol. One more dye I tried is the leather dyes you can buy, and they have the same problem as ink does. Okay, they use basically the same kind of solvent, and it reacts to the part B of every epoxy, and which builds polymer chains with the resin. It basically pulls this apart. So this is beautiful blue actually, like you see, and when you pour this into epoxy, it turns into a gray mush, like immediately, whoop, gray. So don't use on that. What I use this for is to dye wood or stain wood. That's another video coming. Wood stains, yeah, that's a whole different can of worms. Now, what I hear many people ask is, can I use acrylic paint to color my epoxy? The answer is yes, yes you can. It works exactly the same as the color paste you can buy for your epoxy projects. What to watch out for when you are using acrylic water-based paint to color your epoxy. You have to make sure that it's completely dissolved. What I mean is, you don't have dry particles in the ink, in the coloring, because those won't dissolve in epoxy. They will look like floating bits and particles. So you have to make sure that it's mixed well also. But these guys work. Now, funny thing, when you buy, let's say, when you buy this mica powdered, you know, coloring, you buy this for, I don't know, $5 a pop, if you get it cheap, or $10 a pop. Guys, this is, how much is this? 120 mils. I use it for half a year now. This is acrylic paint with mica powder in it. And it costs a fraction because the factory expects you to use like a bunch of these when you do your painting and whatever. You only need like a quarter of a teaspoon in about half a kilo of resin, okay? So that's that. You can use acrylic paint to color your epoxy. And yes, so basically that is all I quickly wanted to go over. Don't buy into the fad, okay? Oh yeah. The other thing is 95 proof alcohol, 95% alcohol. I just learned what the difference between proof and percentage. Buy 95% alcohol. You don't need resin remover or epoxy remover, just alcohol. Alcohol solves it. You can wash your hands and everything. And that is it for this video, really. Thank you very much for watching. And if you have any questions, or if you wanna, you know, if you have a shortcut in mind, you wanna test out or try out, like, I don't know, using black leather balm instead of alcohol dye to tint your epoxy, let me know. I'll test it for you, okay? And I post a video about it. And we're gonna do some research, and we're gonna expand our use. Okay, so anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you got something out of this video. Sorry about the rant, sorry about the dirty t-shirt. I'm in the middle of a project. I just wanted to get this out of my system because I hate elitism, and I think everyone deserves to look for other solutions, you know. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and have a great day.